Y'all, today is literally the best day ever. Today is literally the best day ever. I don't even really know if I'm supposed to talk about how it's the best day ever, because I feel like we need to stay focused today, but today is the best day ever. And it's like one of those kind of things where it's like, how is it the best day ever? Like, when the world is falling apart and you still manage to have like the best day ever. And it's not just like me, it's just like the people I love are also having the best day. Oh, you know what? But we should stay focused. Do I want the benefits or the meaning? The meaning. So I wanted to check in. Lavender and sandalwood, but like heavily, because am I supposed to tell? Really? Okay. I guess I'm girded the fuck up so I can tell you things. I never know, like, people get so funny in the spiritual community about like sharing too much about your own personal stuff, because like other bad people could like potentially attack you. And I'm just over here on some like, I mean, I guess, yeah, you should probably like stay safe. People shouldn't really know your business and stuff, but like also like, imagine attacking me spiritually. I'm wearing bunny ears. Are you fucking serious? Like, what have I done to you for real? You have to be on some special kind of weird, because like I don't go anywhere or do anything. But I guess we're super connected. So whoever I'm talking to, I have my own personal candles that I light when I am doing things now, and that is like, those are my candles for me, and I light incense for you to like mingle with mine. And so heavy lavender and sandalwood, because my candles are a sandalwood scented tree of life candle and a lavender scented goddess candle, and those are mine. Like, those are the two energies, you know, for my two spiritedness that, you know, I light. 13 as I say that I light. And I was instructed to light lavender and sandalwood incense for you. And so either it's two people or you're two spirited like me, regardless, you know, both and 333. Often used to enhance meditation, promote relaxation, and cleanse spaces. Lavender is known for its calming and peaceful properties, while sandalwood is revered for its grounding, meditative, and purifying qualities. Burning them together creates a synergistic effect, fostering a serene and balanced atmosphere conducive for spiritual practices. Per Google. So for lavender, we're looking for calming and relaxing. Lavender is widely recognized for its ability to soothe anxieties, reduce stress, and promote restful sleep. It's often used in rituals focused on emotional healing, self-care, and stress relief. Lavender is associated with the crown chakra, believed to, okay, yeah, I have my hair all big and stuff, alright. So it's associated with the crown chakra, and it's believed to enhance intuition and spiritual insights. In some traditions, lavender is used for cleansing spaces similar to sage. Interesting. For sandalwood, we're looking at, it's known for its grounding properties, helping to center oneself during meditation and spiritual practices. The warm, woody scent of sandalwood is believed to quiet the mind, deepen focus, and facilitate meditative states. Sandalwood is associated with purification and healing, often used in rituals to cleanse spaces and invite positive energy. Used in many spiritual traditions, to connect with the divine and enhance spiritual awareness. So Hinduism and Buddhism, maybe some believers of those faiths are going to be viewing this. Hi, welcome. Aroma is believed to promote inner peace, clarity, and a sense of wholeness. When burned together, the calming lavender and grounding sandalwood create a harmonious atmosphere that is ideal for meditation, spiritual practices, and relaxation. Quiet the mind, deepen focus, enhance spiritual awareness. So somebody is trying to communicate, something is trying to communicate with you. And they want you to remain calm. I laugh, but also, like, they want you to remain calm. I was gonna get up and get lotion, but I don't feel like it anymore. That's why I was like, it's just too far away. I don't want to grab that. Anyways, This has been yelling at me, so I heard ya. Spheres of Heaven Tarot. Haven't touched tarot in a minute. I have been slowing down, as I have shared before, and I am taking not a break, but I am being instructed by the divine to slow my ass down, like really, 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 really slow down. Like I am being put in slow space, like Mondo slow space. Come on. Why are y'all falling out so hard? Oh. Just kidding. Is that it, or? You guys are like thick too. It's like so interesting, like shuffling these dudes. Alright, you want out. That's fine. Is that it? Anything else? Anything else? You guys have a lot to say because I haven't talked to y'all in a minute. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this one's yelling at me. This deck is yelling at me. I don't usually have such a hard time shuffling this deck, but like this deck was yelling at me and was just like, bleh, bleh. And I'm like, why can't I get it? Bleh. Communication. I want to keep that upside down though. Oh my. Oh my. There, okay. 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 You have a lot going on over here already, as you saw. Wow. Wowzers. Already. A lot of swords. A lot of swords. Shit. Shit. Fuck's sake. Hey. The video before this had some heavy star energy, and it was about some bullshit. And it was like a warning. You did the ritual? Good for you, because no one has seen that video. So whoever's watching this, I don't want to get too meta about that, but I guess whoever would be watching this would have seen that video and then decided to do the ritual, and then would be seeing this, and then I'd be like, hey, it looks like you did the ritual. Because the star card is one of the first ones. Boop. I want to go down the line of your major arcana first, and then we're going to just dive into what we have here. So the first is you. This is the star card. The second is the sun card. So this is whoever else I'm talking to. I'm using this opportunity to pick my teeth. I love y'all. See, listen, if we're gonna be this connected and you're gonna be in my space, like, home slice, I'm picking my teeth in front of you. Tower. The bullshit. Justice. For who, I don't know. Let's get into it. It's interesting, like, I am not a fortune teller. I am just regurgitating shit that people over there are making sure I share. So, we're going to read the cards in Major Arcana first, and then we're going to go into this one. Let's see. I passed it. I'm a ridiculous person for this. I know. People make mistakes. You ever just need to, like, remind yourself? So, Justice card, to judge ourselves. Justice is one of the 4 cardinal virtues, and is often present in public spaces in the form of the statue of Justica and her scales, also known as Lady Justice. Justice is often enforced by our authorities, but its most vital aspect is found within us on a personal level. The will to treat others as we wish to be treated. I see. We all judge ourselves, whether we want to or not. Only a handful are as lucky as the fool, able to live contentedly without having to take a good hard look in the mirror. This is justice. Our capacity to truly see ourselves and the worth of our deeds and render a fitting judgment. When applied rigorously, it leaves no hiding place. What's done in the dark will always make people look stupid in my face later. The stark white walls and black pillars of this card are like an ethical microscope. Justice sees all within her walls. The figure of Justice bears symbols both passive and active. Her scales are balanced when holding nothing, in perfect, well-tuned harmony until they receive whatever needs to be judged. Once a verdict is rendered, justice can be meted out by the hard edge of her sword. Opinion is divided within Dioscaria, however, as to whether the sword is truly a method of punishment. Many of its denizens still remember the unjust penalties they were forced to suffer in other lands, and instead see Justice's sword as a version of the Ace of Swords itself, an instrument of inner enlightenment capable of bringing even the darkest truths to light. So whatever the bullshit was, this Justice card is coming up talking about ego death. You ego deathed yourself, or you had to get ego deathed. So either you dealt with yourself and you did that ritual and you were able to connect with those big forces that were calling out to you, or you had the fumble and you looked at yourself in the mirror and you still took the time to invite in whatever was necessary to make the changes that you were forced to see. Ew. That's cool. Good for you. The Tower. The joy of the cataclysm. The Tower is a notorious card brimming with symbols and portents. It can be interpreted in many ways, some positive, others utterly apocalyptic, but no matter the interpreter, all agree, the Tower signifies that a period of stability is coming to an end. Whether the House of God, the Tower of Babel, the Ziggurat, or some other edifice, they are falling. Whoever dwelled inside, nobles, high priestesses, worshippers, is cast out into the world. And since the Tower seldom represents a place that is only physical, those toppled outcasts might easily be our own deeply held beliefs or notions about the nature of our world. Ooh. That's a word, Dioscaria. The building's top is a mighty crown representing willpower. It is shattered by a thunderbolt, an upturning of the once natural order. This might seem catastrophic, but the destruction of the old, even the violent, terrifying destruction is often necessary for something new to come into being. The tower originally bore the letter Pe. Pe. Right in here. You can see it right there. A symbol of speech and communication. With its downfall, the voice of official doctrine is silenced. The divine energy and teachings hemmed in by the tower's walls are no longer held in a confined, controlled structure. They are now free to join the world again, spreading, becoming part of nature itself, and materializing in new, unexpected ways. The world is turned upside down in fire, and the energy released can now fertilize the lands, minds, hearts, near and far. As a side note, the particular tower depicted on this card was the seat of the Dioscarian Council. While this caused some civil unrest at first, the council eventually bowed to the wisdom that even their kingdom must one day fall. That to fail to acknowledge this was not only hubris, but childish folly. Oh yeah, you had to. God damn, like whatever that was, it had to go. Ooh. For me, it was a lack of gentleness with the parts of myself that I and others called childish, but in that negative way you call something childish. Because it's like, we never want to be called childish. But like, why not? For me, that's what that was. We're gonna get through this. Ooh, and then right after that, the star card. The flow of knowledge. The first being kneels, rooted in creation. From them pours the cosmic energy radiating from its fierce, primal origins in the heavens. The first being can channel this power and spread it boundlessly. They are an unknown part of ourselves that is deeply rooted in the universe itself, something we can have faith in, our lucky star. This card follows the tower, a vision of total destruction, but even if we know that destruction is necessary, it can be terrifying to move forward into a world that is ruined. The star offers this hope, that even though we may fear and falter as a part of the will of the universe, we will find a way, guided by that light within ourselves. The star itself is the same hope and inner knowledge carried in the hermit's lantern. It no longer needs to stay hidden. Now that the worst has struck, it can shine freely, illuminating the dark landscape, perhaps showing us a path forward. I dig that. And last, the sun, the radiance of life, usually depicted as a child or children dancing under the all-knowing bountiful sun. Dioscorian tradition instead uses the imagery of twin birds, so it is two of you, whether that's within or externally. There's two of you I'm talking to. Like, y'all know I'm talking to the two of you is what I'm saying. Surrounded by cultivated gardens and sunflowers, these dancing birds are free to do as they please. The sun is the natural opposite to the moon. In place of that card's dark mirror to the unconscious, the sun depicts a moment of conscious joy. But this card is also in some senses the counterpart of the devil. The prisoners on that card look heavenward, seeking divine enlightenment, but see only the dark form of the devil itself. The figures on the sun are free, blessed by a divine all-seeing power. It looks into and knows both the world and the seeker consulting the card. The birds themselves are free, yet together, innocent, yet enlightened, unbound, yet loaded with riches. This power is bountiful, but not without dangers. The only boundary this card knows is heat, scorched earth, and fiery death. Too much of it creates deserts, lights fires, consumes the world. The moon card, with its cool, frozen night, is this card's necessary counterpart. Together they form a pair critical for life, the sun and moon acting as a cosmic father and mother, respectively. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into those minor arcana. How many wands do you have? Who cares? I actually kind of do care. You have the 7, the 9, and the page. So, wow, in that order too. That's awesome. Son of Wands. Defiance. The 7 of Wands heralds new strife on our journey. Unlike the 2 or 5 of Wands, which described internal struggles, this is a battle of one against many. A single creative force struggling to rise above the tangible of 6 other roots. This struggling force must fight against the established order, perhaps even the order of triumph and achievements past, if it is to rise above them and ultimately best them. Nonetheless, the card's blossom bears a bright halo, signifying that forward progress is natural and a breakthrough is near. So you're good. 7 is my lucky number. So, like, 7 is my lucky number. It's my spiritual number. It's like my divine mommy's number, like one of my divine mommy's numbers. Like, shout out to Gamoja. 7's good. It's gonna suck, or it did suck, or it feels sucky. But like, homie, you're good. You're fine. So let's move on to the 9. Look at how cool these cards are. Nine of Wands, bearing our accomplishments forward. Our creative energy is waning after a great triumph, but the momentum is not yet exhausted. 8 fiery stems, once proud and tall, now droop and shed their leaves. The fire of our creative passion may be flickering, but there is still time for one last surge. And in the flames, we see our true selves, reflected in all we have made and accomplished. Now is the time to hold on to that self, stand our ground, and put the finishing touches to what we started. Hell yeah. Like, I don't really know what to say to that, but like I said, you're good, and it looks like you're gonna be good. Like, you're alright. It sucks, I get it, we can talk about it. Page of Wands, the passion of curiosity. This young page holds a wand larger than themselves. A shepherd by trade, they cannot help looking to the horizon and dreaming of distant lands. Their heart is led by the nascent rays of their curious passion, symbolized by the blossom above them. They are ready for action, full of eagerness, plans, desires, all bound up in them and ready to explode. They might not be prepared for what is to come, but they do not care. Don't think about it. Do it. Okay, yeah, like, just yourself. You know, like, the tower it crashed already, and you went through the thing, whatever it was, and like, there's no need to keep trying to spiral down this toilet. Like, we have some things to do. We have places to go, people to see, things to do, and you're good. And you know you're good. I think you're just trying to prepare for some kind of like additional punishment that's not coming. Yeah, you're all right. You got humbled in some kind of way. Again, for me, that was accepting my child self. In a way that was just very like, I needed to be able to look at that one and just be like, you're legitimate. In areas that people that I looked up to, people that I thought were safe, told me I wasn't legitimate in, I took them, I moved them out, and I said, no, baby girl is legitimate. Let's get into the cups. You have 1 cup, and it's the page. So we got page heavy energy, which just feels like novice energy, like inner teen, baby self energy. I like my inner baby and inner teen are kind of distinctly different when they walk in the world, but I will say that, like, you know, your younger self that you need to be better at connecting with. That's the one I'm assuming you're healing from, or healing with, and integrating. Powerful emotions. This page is brimming with tumultuous emotions. One moment they are outgoing and exuberant, the next they shrivel up inside themselves. In their cup they carry the entire spectrum of human feelings. This gives them a remarkable range of expression and creativity, but controlling and channeling these forces is a skill they still need to develop. Teen, okay. When the Page of Cup arrives, things always get interesting, even chaotic. Their energy electrifies the room like a static charge. One should expect the unexpected when the page is around. There might be drama, but also lots of fun. So, one or both of you, I'm gathering we had a situation. I'm being told to go ahead and just interject. Usually I'm like, stop, but no. One of y'all, the teen, you popped the fuck off, and you need to legitimize that version, and maybe you wouldn't have done it that way as an adult, but also that way that you would have done it is you masking, so it kind of called some shit out in you. I went through that too, like, last week. Psych, I'm just projecting. This is just me talking. Like, I keep saying that I'm keeping myself accountable, so if this is just me making up a bunch of videos of me talking to myself, welcome to the insanity. We wear bunny ears while we talk to ourselves. Actually, you know what? Water break. Are you guys drinking water? I'll be real. I was doing okay at it when I was really sick. And now that I am doing considerably better, which we can talk about another time. I've had some fluctuation in water intake. Finch app, another shout out to Finch app. This is not I'm not getting paid to advertise or anything like that. I just really love this app, and as I watch my little baby bird grow, I feel like I can add more things on my to-do list that I think I'm capable of doing, and water has been one of them. So whatever you need to do to encourage yourself to take care of yourself, do that. No matter how silly and childish it may seem, because that part of you needs to be legitimized. Playa. Cool. Lots of fun. Moving on. That was fun. Swords. Yeah, that's where you have the most cards, actually. You have the one sword. You have the one. You have the one sword. You get the 6, you get the 9, you got the knight. And an upside down king. Fuck. Let's get into it. Alright, Ace of Swords, power of the intellect. Aces are symbols of potential, and the Ace of Swords is the potential of divine intellect. You smart as hell. Our intellect is an active power that we can wield, reaching upward into the heavens. It is also receptive since it connects to and is reliant upon our 5 senses. Armed with our passive senses and active reasoning, intellect allows us to connect to the heavens and piece the veils of confusion obscuring reality. This allows us to walk a path of disinterested logic, cutting away the extraneous, a path that narrows as it goes from more to less, yet that we can walk in order to touch the expansive divine. Oh, that was a really long way of saying like you're kind of narrowing your scope in general, because that's your connection. This difficult path is symbolized by the holy mountain on this card. The winding path upward mirrors the difficult journey upward toward self-enlightenment. By grasping the sword, we make a clear decision and take our first step down this road. Okay, so yeah, you had an ascension and it was pretty fucking chaotic. I mean, fucking fair enough. Like, 18 fucking planets aligned, and there's like, everybody's still racist, and a full moon, 18 billion fucking retrogrades. Like, I get it. Like, we were doing our best with what we had to work with, and honestly, like, what we could have done versus what we did do. This is me as in us. I know for me, actually, it was crazy tumultuous inside of me, but honestly, the external stuff was just ridiculous. Like, it wasn't even, like, I've had so much worse happen in my life, and it just felt just as bad, and then it was just like, girl, you're existentializing it. It feels similar. It isn't the same thing. So maybe you need to remind yourself. I don't know. But it's fine. Okay. 9. No, wait. Yeah, okay, yes. 9 of... No, 6. Jeez, I like to go in order when I'm able to. When they tell me not to go in order, I don't, but when I'm able to, I like to go in order. Lots of stars everywhere. Okay, 6 of Swords approaching the inner light. With the 6 of Swords, we catch a first glimpse of divine bliss within us. A goal we have not yet reached, but that we can finally see. 6 swords, arranged like a prism, refract the divine light we seek. This is our reward for our courageous actions and the decisiveness that allowed us to leave worldly distractions behind. After trekking through difficult terrain, we finally stand before the holy mountain. Mountain energy again. I live by a mountain. Interestingly, it was cloudy all day, and I'm like, yeah, we're prepping for rain. It's gonna rain, and now it's like sunny. Like, I don't have the room light in here right now. And my mountain view is just, I can see my mountains. Okay. Like, we're really connecting right now. I would love to just squeeze your hand, because I don't feel like having a hug right now. After trekking through difficult terrain, we finally stand before the holy mountain, a symbol for whatever great challenge we are pursuing, perhaps spiritual perfection itself. Though the climb ahead is difficult, for now we can at least delight in the ecstasy of this mountainous vista. Here we experience the joy of the intellect, a taste of what is to come. Oh yeah, you're just really hard on yourself too, I can tell. Like, you're so locked in, though. Like, you really make yourself out to be this, like, terrible being. And I think that you're harder on yourself in areas that you should be legitimizing, and the reason why you haven't is because you're decolonizing. And I get it. Like, when you're decolonizing yourself, like, you realize that a lot of voices in your head don't belong to you. They're the voices that the ancestors had to use to survive, but now we're in a space where our ancestors are needing us to thrive. So we're having to alchemize healing in a way that our ancestors didn't have the opportunity to, because they spent every waking moment surviving. And some of us, me included, are like among the first in our immediate family to not survive and struggle, but to exist. Like, we're in existence stage. We're manifesting thriving for our family. We're trying to do outreach work with our stuff, and we're trying to prep ourselves. And I can see how you can be really hard on yourself when you fumble, and because you see where you're trying to go. You got to be a lot nicer to yourself, though. Felt led to say that, but this was really more about just your walk. You're willing to go through those towers. You're not afraid of the tower anymore. I think you're pretty secure in your spirituality, to be able to, like, sit and recognize that, like, you needed to sit through that ego death. You needed to really, like, look at yourself and be like, okay, yeah, that's fucking me, and okay, that's gotta go. So this is what I say to the divine. I just be looking at the divine and just say, do a work in me. 33, do a work in me. Lots of 3s. 9 of Swords. Okay. 9 of Swords, a new beginning. With the 9 of Swords, we make the conscious choice to not linger in the void of the 8 of Swords, but return to the world and share our experience with others. We have learned something introspective about our true self. Now we must turn that focus outward and look to others. This is necessary if we wish to be part of this world rather than withdrawn from it. But we must also acknowledge that some knowledge can exist only in the void and cannot be brought back to our world. The thrust of our sword, therefore, is twisted and bends around our target. Damn. So you gotta, like, collaborate. And for me, that's like, it's time for me to reach out and be a friend again. I think that I've just been having a hard time with connecting with human beings. When you're having the kind of struggles that I've had for so long, where you're just not really sure how to rationalize wanting to still be here. And you many times like beat that argument with more compelling arguments and still manage to remain. It's like, I'm doing this for a reason, whatever this is. And so sometimes like you have to cull and cut down and narrow it down a lot, and get all of the voices that shouldn't be there out, and just confer not with whatever agrees with you, because you need to be held accountable, and that's why you're not afraid of tower moments, because like this is how you stay accountable. Like, these fumbles too are part of your healing journey. Now you know, like, you fucked around and you found out, kind of thing. And in whatever way that looks like. Gotta keep going. Knight of Swords. Lightning fast thinking. The Knight of Swords has dedicated their existence to the pursuit of a very particular grail. To capture the essence of the Logos, or divine intellect. During their journey, they have shed most of their worldly baggage, whether their material or emotional needs. In return, they have gained an immense capacity to master the mind, rendering their intellect swift and powerful. Theirs is a mind unleashed, thoughts that can flow unhindered, the spirit of the Logos manifested with an unrivaled speed. Superficial interpretations of this card often assume this knight is a warrior of some sort, but their sword is a delicate instrument, a symbol for the sharpness of the mind. When this knight enters the fray, they engage with their supreme wit. All right now. "37 minutes as I said that. Upside down or reverse King of Swords. You know, unfortunately, I need to get to do something real fast. Okay. I actually don't hate to do this. I needed to answer a text message. I'm a grown-up. Wow. Yeah, see? Kid self just being sassy because I get to be, because I'm 32. Hell yeah. Made it. So, whatever this says, it's the complete opposite of is what I am gathering. King of Swords, wielding intellectual power. This fair young ruler is a determined master of the mind and wields it like a scepter. With it, he controls the people and the lands around him. He employs armies of scribes, clerks, lawyers, thinkers, and tinkerers to do his bidding. Few are as brilliant as this young king in delegating tasks and thereby extending his reach, and moths are drawn to the light of his intellect as though to a flame. With the elegance, the King of Swords pulls the strings of the net he has cast upon the world, constantly mending, reeling, cutting, and adjusting. He is drawn to the power of new ideas, and so, despite the supreme stability of his position, he ceaselessly pushes for change. He prefers the elegance of his flexible blade and mind to the blunt, powerful club held by his cousin, the King of Wands. He likes to... Okay, so I'm gonna still look at this. Let's see here. A misuse of power, corruption, or lack of integrity. So something is coming at you. This isn't you. I am specifically seeing that this is not you, and the Justice card is also like staring right at me. Sun and Moon, Sword. The Justice card is here. Ma'at is here. This is not you. It signifies a misuse of power, corruption, or lack of integrity. It can also indicate a tendency toward coldness, manipulation, or an inability to handle emotions effectively. Instead of intellectual clarity and authority, the reversed King of Swords can represent a negative manifestation of these qualities, such as being overly critical, controlling, or even tyrannical. Fuck that. Ew. Gross. Last. Oh my gosh, Two of Pentacles. Union of material forces. The material world for which the Pentacles stand can be interpreted in a dualistic fashion. Lots of twos, dualisticness, stars. It holds light and darkness, life and death, growth and decay. These endless dualistic forces and the friction between them drive the dance of life. This endless dance is symbolized by the Ouroboros figure snaking around the two pentacles in an infinite ribbon. One can master this dualism, reconcile opposing forces, and reap the benefits. This is less a single decisive action and more a continuous balancing act, keeping the dynamics of nature spinning at just the right angle. This attitude is often found simply in the observation and acceptance of life as we seek balance and to understand life's complex dance. So you're about to step into the world. Congratulations. Let's take a minute. You know, I had date night with one of my spouses the other day, and he picked the Heffalump movie, and he said to me that he was grateful that I would watch movies like this with him. And it struck me as odd because for like 2 seconds I was in this bubble with someone that I deeply love. And we are just ourselves with each other. And so for a brief moment, I didn't remember that the outside world deeply hates children and innocence and a prolonged sense of innocence and they start making you hate yourself as early as possible, and they hold you accountable for things as early as possible. And now you're here, and you know, you gotta learn to hug yourself every day, not because you deserve it, because you had a hard time, and not because you're crying and you're trying to hold yourself, but because you're rad and you deserve hugs from even yourself. 44, you get to have that. Because you're fucking rad. Because a good mom and a good dad would hug you because you exist and they love you. You know? And so I had to remember that outside of my family, after narrowing down my life quite significantly over the last year, everyone outside of my family would find that odd, and even within my own family, they would find it odd, which means even in his own family, in his peer group, in his surrounding area, people would find it odd that he would choose such a beautiful film. If you haven't seen the Heffalump movie, I strongly suggest that you go and rent it on YouTube. It is a very sweet movie. I think it was like early to mid to late 2000s, older. As in it's not recent. I think that it would benefit us to start being really fucking nice to ourselves. Like, we should just be doing that. But also just, like, be brave enough to try to watch things that, that seem childish. Do something childish. Do something childish today. And yeah, there's gonna be some tough things, and there's injustice on the way, and you are okay. And that's it. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!